They recently gave out $100,000. Now, reparations are available, but this is going to be in the form of grants that you don't have to repay, as well as low interest business loans and lines of credit with less than perfect credit score requirements and relaxed underwriting standards. You see, the money's already out there. You just got to go get it. Instead of expecting a cash handout, you got to look for these opportunities where you might qualify to get access to capital, deploy that capital, and then change your whole financial trajectory. Less than 5% of American business owners are Black. Now, here's the hard, cold truth. When it comes to banks and lending, most of that money is going to be earmarked for businesses and corporations. So to really access the capital, you need to have a business entity. Now, one of the companies that's giving out the bag to minorities is Diversity Capital. As the name suggests, they provide funding solutions to diverse businesses, and they help to facilitate access to capital. Now, they have a couple different programs. They got business loans from $1 million up to $20 million. Then they also have equity investments from $5 million to $25 million. So basically, if you don't want to take on debt, you can get an equity injection into your business. So they have their own investment fund, Diversity Capital Fund 1, LP, plus they're connected with other equity capital providers, all of whom specifically committed to serving the needs of diverse businesses. Now, when it comes to equity funding, you don't even need to have good credit score financials. You literally have high net worth individuals who are willing to invest in your business, in your startup. All you have to do is give up a percentage of the equity. Now, this is different than taking on a loan. With equity injections, you do not have to repay it, but they will literally fund your business idea and help you get to the next level. And these are high net worth individuals, accredited investors who will put money into your business with no expectation in return. They just want to help minorities get to the next level, and they'll invest millions of dollars into your business. Now, in order to be eligible for capital through Diversity Capital, there's specific requirements. So verifiable, diverse ownership, favorable business prospect, positive earnings and cash flow history, as well as management experience. Again, their mission is to help diverse businesses flourish. Diverse businesses are an engine for economic growth and community empowerment in the United States. However, these businesses face significant challenges in obtaining the necessary capital to fuel their business growth. Their mission is to address the fundamental imbalance and expand access to capital and critical advice necessary to assure the survival, stabilization, and success of diverse business communities. Now, the CEO of Diversity Capital, Lawrence Manson Jr., has over 30 years of financial management and private equity experience. Now, next on the list, we got Coalition to Back Black Businesses. The Coalition to Back Black Businesses is a multi-year initiative to support small businesses as a means of assisting the communities they serve as they recover from the COVID-19 pandemic and chart a path forward. The CBBB was established in September 2020 by American Express, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. These partners work together to provide $14 million in grants, mentoring, coaching, and resources to empower small businesses in economically distressed communities. Nearly 1,700 business owners have received grants in over 42 states. Now, they have what's called the enhancement grant. So these are $25,000 enhancement grants. So the most promising and innovative small businesses from the program were awarded a $25,000 grant to further solidify their resilience and long-term success. The Coalition to Back Black Businesses grant is an initiative to provide immediate financial assistance and long-term support for America's Black-owned small businesses. Next up on the list, we got the Boss Network, and this is about empowering market leaders in technology and small and medium businesses. And so this is a $1.5 million investment grant program over the next 3 years, knocking down barriers for Black women entrepreneurs. The Boss Impact Fund supports Black women-led businesses to build scalable, growth-aggressive companies. Eligibility requirements: be a for-profit company, Black women-owned founder, a demonstrated need for funds, and based in the United States. Step on the list, we got the Northwestern Mutual Accelerator powered by Generator. So this is investing in high-growth startups founded by entrepreneurs who have been historically underserved in accessing capital. So you got to read between the lines, all right? Now, a lot of these grant programs are not going to come out and say it specifically, but who is this referring to when they say historically underserved in accessing capital? That's going to be Black African Americans who have been underserved by banks and financial institutions for decades. So right now they're all about leveling the playing field, right? So when people are here complaining that they can't get any funding, you just aren't applying the information. And I'm giving you guys dozens and dozens of examples. As y'all can see, these are small Black owned businesses who are getting access to the bag. All right. So this is just one example of companies, Black led companies who are getting investments, whether that's loans or even investments of up to $100,000, right? So right here, what are the terms of this $100,000 investment? So $100,000 cash investment directly into your business. Next up on the list, we got Shea Moisture Grant Programs. They recently gave out $100,000. So they are pledging $1 million in direct funding annually to support small Black owned businesses. The funds stand ready to serve the community where they are most needed. All right. So as a Black founded business with humble beginnings that has remained Black led and Black inspired, they recognize the power of entrepreneurship to address racial inequality. So as I said, the best way to fight inequality is through economics and entrepreneurship. It's not from rioting. It's not from protesting. It's not from hating on other people or making excuses, pointing the finger. If you're experiencing any type of inequality, you need to get your bag up. Right? Because when you get your bag up, you're going to have more motion. When you have more motion, you're not really going to be tripping on someone holding you back, because the more access to capital you have, the less barriers you're going to face, regardless of what your skin color might be. So the best cure for inequality is to get your bag up. And in order to get your bag up, you have to have a business, right? You have to have some type of way of generating economic activity. Economic activity is going to be the cure for a lot of the inequality that we do see in the Black community. So I urge you guys, start a business, learn a new skill, buy a business, whatever the case is, just get your bag up. Because once you get your bag up, you're not going to be sitting around complaining, waiting for a handout, begging for cash payment reparations. Because as I mentioned, there are literally dozens and dozens of organizations out here. I can go on and on probably for a couple more hours, just giving you guys examples of organizations that are dedicated to providing financing to underserved communities. You just got to open up your eyes and see that this is the actual reparations. It's not cash handouts from the government. It is these programs that are specifically designed for Black and minority and women-owned businesses. I myself, even though I don't necessarily, need all of these funding programs, I'm taking advantage of it because a lot of these grants and loan programs are way underutilized because either people don't know about it or they're not checking for it. So if you want to go get a grant or a loan from one of these companies, I can guarantee you there's going to be money available to hand out, because a lot of people don't know about these programs. Maybe they don't get as much notoriety, or people aren't checking for them, or they don't have a business, so they can't even apply. Man, check this out. So look, the next Black millionaires, these are $100,000 grants. All right. So to be eligible, Black-owned businesses register in the U.S. in an operation at least 2 years and $25,000 in annual revenue. All right. So as y'all can see right here, they've already awarded Black entrepreneurs these $100,000 grant checks. Come on, man. They also got this one right here, the Brown Girl Jane grant, up to $25,000, right? So this is for Black and women-owned beauty and wellness businesses registered in the U.S. for at least 1 year. $25,000 grant, so you don't even have to pay it back, all right? They got an impact grant. They got the blueprint grant. I mean, it goes on and on. So they're literally giving out the bag to a lot of Black-owned businesses, but you got to open your eyes and you got to see. You got to apply the information, submit the application. I've done these videos before where, with a grant, you sometimes have to write a little bit of an essay, articulate why you need the money, what's the demonstrated need. And what I see in the comment section, oh man, that's too much work. That's too much paperwork. So you obviously don't want this money then, because you're unwilling to do what it takes to get to the bag, right? Imagine what $100,000 grant can do for your business. You get $100,000 grant hands-free to do with it what you please, to put into your business. You may never have to look back again, because that's the spark that you need. That's the head start you need to jumpstart your business and generate economic activity and decrease this inequality gap. Because I tell you this, a lot of people I see complaining online, talking about, oh, such and such is holding me back, the system, the government, Trump, whatever the case is, the Republicans. Most of the time it's because your bag is not right. You don't have any money. So when you don't have any money, of course you're going to feel marginalized. You're going to feel like it's someone else's fault, the reason why you're broke and the reason why your life is struggling right now. But I could tell you from someone who was actually broke for a good percentage of my life to now not being broke, I could tell you your mindset starts to change once you get some money in your pocket. Once you get out of survival mode, but you'll never get there if you don't apply information, if you don't apply yourself. So, anyways, I've dropped a list of a bunch of grants and loan programs for Black owned businesses. Let's get this money.